Hello everybody, my name is Alex, and in today's video I wanted to talk a little bit about Crash 4 and how one of the vehicle modes from Crash Warped in particular, I think it kind of needs to change if it's going to be in a new game. By the way, I don't know why I didn't mention this when I was first recording, kind of stupid of me, but I love Crash Warped, it's one of my favourite games, and one of the best things about it is the vehicle levels, so obviously I want to see more vehicle levels in the next Crash game. I think that adds a bit more context. Now don't get me wrong, the vehicle modes in Crash Warped are brilliant for their time, but I think all of them at least need to change a little bit if we're to see them return in a new Crash game, and this one in particular, it could do with a bit of a redo really, because it has a few problems. Right, now I'm not saying that these levels, I think there's 3 in Crash Warped, I'm not saying they're like, not good, but for me they're just so much weaker than some of the others. Like, the aeroplane levels are immense. Also, this thing understeers. It's like driving a lorry. It's ridiculous. It's a small bike, but you would think you're driving a very heavy, very big lorry. Great. Okay, I'm in the lead. Ooh, break. I'm in the lead. All I have to do now is not crash. To be fair to these levels, they can be a little bit tricky. So from that, you can definitely tell that although I like the game mode sort of in Crash Warped, it's still fun. It's still fun to do the bike, do the levels. I would definitely change it if there was to be vehicle modes in a new Crash game. And to do that, I have a list on my phone. So the first thing I'd say to change is, for Christ's sake, make it handle more like a bike than a lorry. I mean, you'll be going around a corner and it's just you can't get it turned in. I just don't like the physics and driving mechanics of the bike in Crash Warped. Now, I completely get why it's a thing. It's an old game. It was a remake, so I wouldn't expect them to change it for the Insane Trilogy. You just want it to be kind of how it was. I'm presuming it was like that in the original. I'll level with you. I never played it. But yeah, I definitely change that. I think make it drive more like a bike. Maybe even add a kart in there. Make it more fluid. We've seen that with Beanox, you can make good driving mechanics. Just make it a more enjoyable experience to drive and a less frustrating one, I guess. The second point I have written down here is to add opponents who function more fluidly. Now what I mean by that is, in those levels, you basically, the AI just function the same. They're very much the sameness, they follow the same lines. They're not like in other like in a kart racer, for example. The AI operate individually, they kind of interact with each other. And I'd much rather face an AI, whether that be lab assistants or other characters, who are competing with each other to win the race. I think that'd be much funner than just kind of, you need to get past them. So please, just, obviously that AI was good for the time, but if we are to see these vehicle modes and the bike mode, or whatever it's going to be, in another Crash game, please make the AI more individual and more independent. The next thing I would mention is that of just changing the format a bit, because I quite like the vehicle formats. I think they work quite well. Coco's vehicle levels are quite fun. Obviously I'd change them a little bit, and also the plane levels are very fun. But the bike levels in particular, I feel like you need to completely change the format. Going from last to first, I just don't think will cut it for me. Although I enjoyed it in Crash Warped, I can't say I'd be massively looking forward to having more stuff like that. I'd like them to change it up. Like I said, make it more of a kart racing style thing. Make it 8 opponents, anybody can win, you've got to win to get the crystal. And obviously maybe you could throw items and stuff in there if you wanted to. Just change the format up, because going from last to first, avoiding hulls and police cars is... I just think there's a certain amount you can do of that, and Crash Warped might have maxed my tolerance of it, sort of thing. Okay then, the final point, and this is so ambitious. Could we make some kind of CTR minigame things in the next Crash game? So instead of having like the bike level where you jump on the bike and you've got to do all that good stuff, can't we have that kind of CTR mechanics in a kart racing style minigame? I would love that. I mean, people that haven't played CTR maybe wouldn't love it so much, but you could also maybe you could toggle the mechanics on and off. So you jump into the level, you get an option, do you want to race with CTR mechanics or just standard acceleration and brake mechanics? And if you want to race with CTR mechanics, you get in a proper race, maybe a couple of tracks. I think that would be immense. I would absolutely love to see it. Obviously, I'm not expecting the full shebang, I'm not expecting incredible track layouts like we have in CTR, maybe just something a bit simpler, but obviously fun, something a bit shorter, a bit simpler. They would make good levels. I'd like to see that. What do you think? Do you think they could implement CTR style mechanics into a couple of levels in Crash 4? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's over elaborate? Do let me know. So that is how you could change up the bike modes in Crash 4. Now, I definitely do want to see more vehicle levels, and I definitely want to see a kind of bike or kart racing level, and I think my ideas would enhance it. But do let me know what you think. Would you like to see that kind of stuff in a new Crash game? Would you like to see any vehicle levels in a new Crash game? Let me know down in the comments. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. If you have enjoyed, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. My name is Alex, and I will see you in another video soon.